The 100 season 2 premiere, The 48. Definitely a great season premiere. I really love the fact that all the characters are kind of split up, and although some of the stories did end up blending together, like Bellamy, Finn, Raven, and Murphy all ended up together by the end of this episode, and they joined up with Abby and everyone else who fell from the arc. I definitely loved all the branching storylines. It was really cool, and it was great to see. First off, it's great that Finn and Bellamy are still alive. I knew they had to be because they're main characters. I knew they couldn't have been killed off in that blast. So it was great to see them like right after the title scene. You just see Bellamy running through the woods. So it was great to see them both alive. It was really cool how we got really like three main characters. It's Clark, Monty, and Jasper are in the base. We have Finn, Bellamy, Octavia, Lincoln. Now I have to assume he's one of our main characters. Lincoln, Raven, and Murphy, they're all just still out in the world, all trying to survive in their own separate ways. Octavia's with Lincoln. She's still infected by the poison, and they introduce through her storyline, or through their storyline really, one of the new factors that's going to be coming up, and that is people who are slightly mutated due to the radiation. And she saw someone that she considered a monster, and it was someone with a deformed face. So that was something we only got a glimpse of that, so they didn't get into it in this episode. But Lincoln thought it was just that she was going crazy from the drugs, and he was trying to get her to the sea and get her safe passage, but he had to take her back to his village. And in the preview for next week's episode, she's being healed by someone from his village, or maybe it's someone random. I don't know, but I don't know how things are really gonna work out for the two of them. It seems like they're in the most danger, honestly. But everyone had interesting struggles in this episode, and Clark was in like her paranoia state where she thought she was a prisoner. She didn't know where Monty was, and she almost killed the girl. And she gets to like the banquet and stuff, and it's like, proper clothes and pancakes and stuff, and it's all nice, and she doesn't know what to think. And it was funny when everyone was sitting down. When the first woman saw her, I thought initially, because she started off so slowly, I thought she was just gonna get up and be like, hey, you can calm down, everything's fine. But she just started off slow because she was shocked. And then she stands up, and it's just like, contamination breach, and everyone's just like, a cartoon just running all over the place. But I love the story of the people who are in the mountain. We get to learn that the reason they can't survive, like they can't even survive opening the doors, because the radiation is still actually very strong. It's just that our main characters, having lived in space, are easily adaptable to the radiation, because in space there's much less protection from UV rays and things like that, because you're in space. It's not like the ozone layer and all that stuff protecting us. It's just glass, and then the vacuum of space. Oh, and there's the sun over there. So just they've been hit with radiation for generations. So when they landed on Earth, it was nothing for them, and it's nothing to the grounders, because just like in anything, just like with radiation or with a virus or anything like that, certain genes are just adaptable and certain are not. So the people who weren't able to cope with the radiation died, and those who were able to cope, spread their gene pool, like the guy Dante said, who's the president. So it was really cool that they went through that, and we got sort of the science behind it. Like, it's not that the Earth is actually fine. It's just that from our viewpoint, and pretty much all of season one, it seemed like Earth was fine, and they kind of just lived in the bunker. And initially, I figured they lived in the bunker simply because they aren't as adept to surviving out in the wild as the grounders are, because they haven't had to live that way. So they have normal amenities, and so they aren't exactly, even though they have guns and they've trained, they don't have the skills to use the environment the way the grounders can, where they know how to camouflage, or they know if they do this, it might attract this certain animal that would end up attacking everyone or something like that. So that's what I initially thought. But it's like they have to stay inside. They wear those masks because of the radiation. It wasn't because of the gas that they threw in the season finale. It's because for them to go out in any way, they need gas masks, because they can't even open the doors or they'll die off. And it was just, I thought that was a really good story. And Dante talking about his past as a child, the only memory he has where he was 7 years old and he was outside for 5 minutes, and then he came back in and tons of people died off because they just thought, oh, we're free, everything's good. And then they found the grounders, so they were scared back in, And then even after that, they found out that we still can't go outside, not because of the grounders, but because the radiation is still too immense for our bodies to handle. So they're probably just like us, really, if you think about it. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm almost 100% sure no one in my bloodline has just been exposed to radiation like crazy. So they're kind of like the normal humans of the group when you really think about it, or the series, I should say. So they're very, very susceptible to all the radiation. And we saw Clark, she's still in paranoia mode. Even in the preview, she's like, I don't trust these people. They're lying to us. And she tries to escape in this episode. She's breaking wires on doors and trying to get out because she has her people out there and she wants to go get the rest of her people. And it's really, I believe 48 of them have actually been picked up, so they're still missing a lot of people. And I'm sure a lot of them are just going to end up getting killed off anyway because they'll be like random people we don't know. But some of them are main characters, like Octavia, who is now going to be with the art group, as well as Murphy. I'm sure he'd much rather stay there because he'd probably get killed off by any of the 100 because they all kind of hate him now. But they've still got people out there, so I feel like she's not going to stop trying to go outside for maybe like 3 or 4 more episodes, who knows. But I enjoy her paranoia. It does add, an interesting storyline to her, Monty and Jasper being inside of the bunker, as well as the other people. They just don't have names, so they don't really matter. But it adds an interesting depth to that storyline, and they aren't just adjusting and being happy eating cake and pie and stuff. They're gonna get more answers, particularly Clark. She's gonna get more answers and learn a little bit more about the people inside of that bunker and what they know about Earth and what they know about the grounders, what little bit they possibly could know, because I'm sure they don't go out that often. But all of it, I thought all the storylines were really well done. Everything was really great. It all blended together. We still have, by the end, it kind of still has two separate storylines where it's Clark, Jasper, and Monty inside of the bunker. Then we have everyone else outside of the bunker. And Finn and Bellamy are gonna escape and go look for everyone else. And it should be a really great season. I love season 1. I think this one's gonna be really good with everyone from the Ark coming down, and they have a giant piece of the Ark. So I don't know how many of the different groups have actually gotten together already, but it seemed like they had a lot of people at that big portion of the Ark. So they're all, more and more people are gonna either be going to the bunker because they'll get rescued, or they'll be going to the Ark areas because that's what they're going to find first. So it really just depends. But it was a great episode. And then the ending of this episode, just like creepy ghost story mystery style. Jaha's up in space. The air's been holding up. He's really tired. Everything's done. He's powering down everything. And it's like, all right, they can't hear me. It's, they assume it's radio silence. He can't really get a signal to them anymore. He's like, I'm just tired. I'm gonna end this, and it's over. And then a baby starts crying, and it's just like, what the heck is happening right now? So it's like some creepy sort of ghost story type of thing ending with him hearing a baby crying on the Ark, and now he's gonna have to find a way to get to Earth. Because in the preview, they showed him in an astronaut suit. I don't know if that was like a dream sequence or he's actually gonna be on Earth. I would love to see him make it to Earth because I love his character. And that was just a great ending because it's like, I don't know what to think. Is he going crazy because of the oxygen? Is this real? Or, like, who had a baby and left it? All types of crazy stuff. But, I thought that was a really great way to end it. It's just like, what the heck is this? It's a great mystery sort of ending. But, love the episode. Excited for this season. I thought this was a great start. Interested in the storylines. I loved one thing that we got in this episode was an actual location of where they are, and I believe they may have pointed it out a little bit in season 1, but in this episode we really get to see that they're actually in Washington because there's the Lincoln Monument, or at least the chair is there, and Lincoln is still there. And I thought that was pretty cool. It's like, okay, we have a definitive location as to where they are. So I thought that was actually pretty cool, even though it doesn't really give too much. I mean, they mentioned how they were near the sea, so it kind of explains that. But at the same time, it's just like, it's not too big of a deal. It's just they are specifically here because this monument is here, so that's where they are on Earth. So that was a cool little thing I noticed. But I'm really excited for this season, of course. Comment below, let me know what you guys thought about this episode, though, your favorite parts, your least favorite parts, and of course, what do you guys want to see for this season? I mean, we have all the different factions that were sort of mentioned in season one, but we still haven't gotten to see them. We got like the crazy cannibal characters towards the end of season one. There are just all the other normal factions, I guess, in just out by the sea, and who knows where those lead to. I don't know if they travel across the world or whatever, but I really want to learn more about the Grounder factions. I think that's what I'm most excited to see, is just more information on the Grounders, like the factions that know each other, how do they communicate, the crazy cannibal factions that no one likes to go after, like those guys kill everyone and eat them. So we have a lot of different factions out there. Of course, the disfigured person, is that person a part of a faction? Is that just one person who may have been cast out because of their disfigurement? Stuff like the Grounder questions are still the most interesting to me, at least. But what do you guys want to see from this season? Comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.